So the majority of young people around the world are addicted to video games. And the main reason for this is they can compete against their friends, they can level up, and the game becomes a lot better for the majority of games the more time you put in and the better you get at it. So we can apply these same principles of leveling up in your trading and gamifying your trading during your learning process as you can in a video game. And I do believe there are ways in which you can take the video game principles into the trading industry, into your learning process to maximize your learning. As we know, everybody learns differently. So the way I learn might be different from the way you learn. So this could be a way for you to learn whilst enjoying the process along the way. But before we get into it, I just want to say that the main aspect of this isn't the competing against others online. If you try and compete with other traders, it will end in failure. By competing with someone else and comparing yourself to them, you will not make any more money. You will not lose them money. It's kind of a lose-lose for everybody if you are trying to do that. No one's going to be better off by comparing yourself to others. So trying to compete with your friends, trying to compete with other traders is pretty much pointless and it's just wasted. So stage number one, and this is to tailor the learning process to you as an individual. So I'm going to give you an example of how I learn best, which is by actually doing something and then speaking about it. So let's say you're in school, for example, certain teachers will teach a way where you have to go through textbooks or you watch certain videos or documentaries in that way to learn by taking in the information and then just writing it down or then doing problems based on that. But I feel like for me, the best way to actually learn and how I learned to trade was by trading, was by constantly doing the thing that I want to be better at. So one way I actually took this into my trading was, let's say I was backtesting. I would record myself backtesting and talk through the trades that I was taking. I feel like if you are recording yourself doing your backtesting, doing your live trading, doing your journaling process after the trades, it can make it a lot easier for you to fully understand your strategy and to learn quicker. Because if you go to your backtesting and you can't explain why you're entering your trades, you can't give the exact reasons why you are entering, then you don't understand your strategy. If after the trade, you're journaling and you can't really explain why you did a certain thing, why you entered, why you put your stop loss there, then you obviously don't understand your strategy. And this also can relate to the live trading too. If you don't know how to manage your position, then you don't understand your strategy. It can be exposed very quickly just by talking through what you're doing. That is how I learn best. That might not work for you, but that is how I learn best. And I feel like you get the best of the learning process because you are seeing the trial and error over and over again. If I backtest something over 24 months of previous data and it doesn't work, I'm obviously not going to implement that into the live markets. Whereas let's say I read a whole 400-page book or I took a full course on something that I didn't even know was going to work, you've just wasted all that time. You've put in all those hours reading and you're not even getting any real life experience and seeing why it doesn't work or ways of trading the opposite direction to something that doesn't work, for example. Because obviously if you're wrong a high percentage of the time during a certain thing, if you just reverse it, you could technically be right a high percentage of the time. Obviously it's not that simple, otherwise a losing trader would just buy when they would normally sell, but it's definitely something to think about. So how do we gamify our trading? Well, you need to track your progress and improvements. When you are gaming, let's say we're using FIFA, for example, the football game, and you start off at the start of the year, you have a very, very basic team, you don't have the best players in the game, you don't have a high XP level, but you're going to still play the game. You're going to want to level up and get a good team. So how do you do that? You play games, you buy and sell players, you complete objectives, and then you can level up your XP, you can make enough money to buy new players, and then you can end up at the end of the year with a good team. So this is exactly how we want to treat our trading. We want to treat it as levels. And the way to actually do this is to track improvements and to track your progress. Obviously, I'm not saying you need to unlock certain things, like after 12 months of backtesting, you unlock a gift or something like that, because I feel like that'd be quite stupid. But you need to track metrics that can be tracked. So a lot of people say, oh, well, I track my profits. Well, yes, but that doesn't really matter because you could be trading very, very well and still lose money. But based on your metrics of just tracking profits, it seems like you're not doing very well because you've lost money. So, certain things I say are refining. So, if you're refining your strategy, you can see the improvements in your data. This could also be following your plan more precisely. I often preach about if you don't follow your plan, then you can't expect to ever make money, and this is true. But let's say you have certain aspects of your plan that you don't follow as much as other aspects of it. Let's say you struggle with trade management, or you struggle with actually journaling your trades. Keep track of those things. So keep in a document or in an Excel spreadsheet or something the mistakes that you're making, and each week just go through on a tally. Did I make this mistake this week? No. Okay, X. Did I make this mistake? Yeah, tick. Then you can quite easily see if you are making progress. At this point, if you're in your learning process, it doesn't matter if you're making tens and tens of thousands of dollars or not. That's not the aim for this part of your journey. This video is about the learning process. So to reinforce the fact that, okay, I'm improving month on month or week on week just by following my plan, just by refining, just by increasing my win rate, increasing my win size and reducing my loss size. These are all things that you can track. You can track your average loss. You can track your average win size. Obviously, we have years and years of data to go back and actually test these things. So there are aspects of your trading that you can track and that are measurable. So that brings us on to stage 3, which is improving every single day. I often see people talk about improving every single day, even if it's just 1%. And this is the best way to actually improve. It's not going into the day thinking I need to be 50% better, I need to be 70% better. Obviously that would be great, but that's not realistic. If you can be 1%, 2% better, you can improve your trading, you can improve your life by a small percentage every single day, then that will compound and you will be a very, very good trader. I've often talked about trading and compounding your personal account. You need to compound yourself as a trader too. You need to be improving. You need to notice your mistakes. So like the previous stage, you're noting down the mistakes you're making. And if you're improving every single day, you can look back at yesterday. What did I do wrong in that session? Today, I'm not going to do that. And you need to be strong on that. You need to say in your mind, I'm not going to make the same mistakes again. Because if you're just making the same mistakes again, then why do you have a plan in the first place? So if you're improving 1% every single day, this doesn't mean profits, by the way. People will assume I'm talking about making 1% profit every day, and I don't feel like that's possible. No one makes 365% in a year. So if you think that's what I'm talking about, then I'm not. But just improving yourself. Obviously, this part of it isn't measurable. You can't say, okay, I improved 2.7% yesterday. You can't measure it. But just by doing something every single day that you know will make you a better trader, that's all that matters. Whether it's backtesting more trades, whether it's crunching some data, whether it's going over your losing periods, going over your winning periods. Were there certain things that you could have, in your winners, could you have held them longer? Is it worth holding trades longer for a reduced win rate? What's the profitability like? Can you make more profit by doing that? Or will it be less? These are all small changes you can make that will add up long term. Often people say, well, if I'm only going to make an extra 2%, 3% a year on this, then why is it even worth it? Why is it even worth putting in 10 hours, 20 hours of data to make an extra 2% a year? You think over 5 years you're making an extra 10%. If you're trading $1 million, for example, it's an extra 100k. And then you imagine that's compounded as well. Way over 100k. So these small gains in the long term add up. So if that's based on yourself, 1% better each day, then you can be a very, very good trader in the coming years. Just like with the FIFA team, you might not have a good team now, but in a year, you're going to have a good team because you know that getting better every single day, playing more, doing objectives will make you a better FIFA player or give you a better chance of being a good player. Not everyone's as fortunate as me to be a professional FIFA player, probably best in the world. But having a good team will help. And that team, in trading terms, is your strategy and your plan. By improving that, it will improve your chances of making profit, of winning games. They kind of go hand in hand there. So if you have gamified your trading or any ways to learn that you think could benefit traders, then leave it down below. And I'll catch you guys next time.